it is true that my kind of first impulse with this NSA story was when does the disturbing and scary but also just really farcical things start to come out about this? So right now we're having these big debates on the role of how aggressively we spy on other nations, whether they're our allies or our competitors. What is the balance between security and civil liberties? How do we reform our completely anemic FISA system to actually protect civil liberties? All of this stuff has been such a big deal. But the whole time I've been here just waiting for that revelation that there is an NSA meeting.
I mean, it was the go-to example for Michael each time because you had to assume it was happening.
You had to assume.
You had to assume, but as Michael will get into right now, the level it's happening to, it has a name.
It has a name.
It has its own name within the NSA.
So it is called, so say that you're an NSA employee and you've just broken up with your girlfriend, or you met a girl that you're really interested in, that you fancy, and you're kind of feeling a little bit of this, and you're a computer guy. Maybe you're a little afraid of.
A little bit nervous.
A little bit nervous, putting it on the line, and just like in every other part of your life, you like things to be data-driven, quantifiable. So maybe this young jewel in your eye is also someone that you can quantify in a certain way, and also maybe potentially she has a boyfriend, and you make clear to your supervisor, I think we should be following this girl, Suzanne. She's really stunning, actually.
Wait,
really.
So you think she's involved in terrorist activities?
Oh, no. It's more like she might be getting brought into the wrong crowd.
What do you mean?
Well, she's dating this guy, Jim, and I just think it's really weird that he's dating her. He was friends with a Pakistani guy in college.
We're following her.
Need we say
more?
We're
following her.
Yeah. In fact, supervisor might ask, does she have a sister? That girl's really cute.
Contact our buddy over at Google, system admin Zach.
Yeah, system admin Zach will be right on it. He'll get a track on her and that bastard that's dating her. It looks like he played lacrosse. But so actually, folks, it is true that now according to the Wall Street Journal, that NSA employees have used these programs to monitor love interests, as well as ex-wives, ex-husbands, that type of thing. And as Matt keeps saying, there's actually a phrase to describe it, and it's called LOVEINT. LOVEINT, as in...
Like love intel.
As in love intelligence. So, basically, look, according to the Wall Street Journal, the LOVEINT violations involve overseas communications, such as spying on a partner or spouse. In each instance, apparently, the employee was punished either with an administrative action or termination. But maybe if they, I don't know, maybe they got.
Those are the employees who were caught doing this.
Those are the employees that were caught doing this. As we always say, the NSA doesn't even know all of the information that Edward Snowden took, and again, Edward Snowden took these things, but because by all appearances, whatever else you say about the guy, he has a genuine concern to reform some of these practices that he deemed problematic. Now, what if Edward Snowden was actually a genuine spy or espionage artist? NSA has no idea what information that he took, even, let alone someone who didn't even want to go and go into public. And now you have these people essentially using the NSA to stalk people, and God knows what the NSA does or does not know. And as Gizmodo wrote this up, and the author said in conclusion, creepy, but not exactly surprising. And I think that that's the realm that we're getting to in this NSA story at this point. The creepy, but not exactly surprising phase. We need to do some serious work here.
I mean, it's really shocking to me that this would be such a... I mean, the fact that it has a name. So that means people within the NSA know this is going on. And it's a joke to them. I mean, why would this even have a name? Because you could just report it right away. This guy, I found out this guy's doing this. It needs to be stopped. There needs to be repercussions for this.
It's as I just read it really quickly, and I am long doggy 67. There's another word for that. It's called stalking. Anyone this happened to should get a restraining order if they find out. I mean, this is giving. In our lives, we know as an example that if spouses or something read each other's email without permission, that's really problematic in the context of a relationship. And in this thing, you're basically giving people who are fallen humans like everybody else the keys to an enormous amount of information. I'm sure some of them handle it with utmost care and sensitivity. And there's a lot of very professional people that work at the NSA, but there's also people who clearly aren't. And the reason why, because we don't live in some silly libertarian utopia, you have tough laws, is because not everybody's going to act perfectly. So this is another illustration of the obvious. But I agree. I think basically it could be called stalking. Although, in a creepy and ridiculous way, it's sort of funny.
But the report can't even go on to discuss what happened as a result of Love Intel. Like, there is nothing in the NSA documents that say what situations have occurred because of this. Have any of these NSA Intel people, have they met with any of these girls?
Right.
Have they done anything using this information?
I think, again, the point is that maybe the NSA has a great process and check for these things, but as with all these other things, we don't know. And that just keeps coming back again and again and again. You don't need to jump to the worst conclusions about all these things to know that you don't know. And that's the primary problem. You don't even need to go anywhere else. In a democratic, adversarial, and open system, you need to know and have a degree of knowing things. Do I need to know that we have someone on the top secret levels of the North Korean leadership? No. Do I need to know someone infiltrated Al-Qaeda in Yemen? No. But do I need to know about massive mining of our information and how that's being used? Yes. Absolutely.
The funny thing is, the former you mentioned is the kind of stuff that the government would leak to try to give themselves a pat on the back.
That's exactly right.
When that's the stuff that we should not.
That's a whole other part of the story that we've been dealing with.